It's rolling. So.
Oh, we're on live now? Well,
Yeah.
oh, goodness,
Yeah.
Jake. Well, welcome to.
If I stare at you, it's either I'm pooping my pants or the show started.
Well, I think that would depend on, sometimes there's been glass between us when we're working in radio. The stares mean different things, but
This show is brought to you by Loud and Opinionated.
welcome to the Loud Sports Podcast. Probably our worst open.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, in over a year now. I'm Paul Rubidoux with Jake Williams.
We're approaching 100.
Approaching 100. And Brandon Plecker.
Hey, guys.
So, approaching 100, really? Oh, jeez.
Well, if you take out like the clips that I put up on the RSS feed, we're still like I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 off from that. Maybe a little bit more. I would say probably a little bit more, but we're close to 100. We gotta do something. Maybe a 3 for 3 that we promised.
We'll do a deep
year
dive
ago that we never did.
It's
because
gonna-
Paul's dragging his feet.
Hey, it's going to get to be the off season. Going to get some more deep dives going on.
There's
But-
no off season with the XFL.
I love it. Yeah. We got spring football to recap. First game, Roughnecks, Vipers. We are still waiting for our seltzer shower for the Vipers.
I was gonna, and I was really annoyed about that because I have Bud Light seltzer in my fridge, and I said if they win, I'm maybe not shotgun it.
Are you going to do that Nebraska football thing now where they don't crack the beers in the bar until Nebraska wins a game?
Well, my plan was to just smash, either because I don't know about shotgunning, because that's a mess, and I'd have to do it out in front of my apartment, and that's just a mess. So I was like, I'll at least chug it, and you know what? That'll make a funny cold open for XFL foreplay this week. And they stole it from me. By the way,
Yeah, just don't plan that.
that game-winning touchdown was helped by a BS pass interference call, and they only got that call because June Jones whined like a little baby and said to a ref, I don't know what you're doing in this league if you can't call that pass interference. Probably should have called it pass interference when it happened. But the one after that was totally of giving them one back. And don't tell me they don't exist in sports. They do. They do. Giving them a call back totally exists in football. The Vipers were cheated. There, I said it.
Well, now that you've said it,
Clinton Flowers is my quarterback.
Houston stays undefeated. Last undefeated team. Look really good.
Really good the game, though. I was really impressed with the Vipers.
Yep, P.J. Walker, second XFL quarterback to throw for 300 yards. He had 3 touchdowns, all to Cam Phillips. So,
I think
Roughnecks are
somebody
looking.
would figure out how to guard that guy.
Yeah, Roughnecks are
He's got
looking
what?
really good.
First of all,
7 touchdowns this year.
his first touchdown was just a fluky play that you're like, how did that happen? Well, first of all, it was broken coverage, but the fact that P.J. Walker is literally getting pulled to the ground and he just last second just throws it out and he's just sitting right there. But yeah, he has 7 touchdowns, I think. He had 3 the week before, 3 against the Vipers, and then 1 in week 1. So yeah, him and P.J. Walker together, it is completely unfair for any other team. They are both human cheat codes. It's crazy for that. And they're exactly why the XFL should exist. Because those two guys are very talented, and this is a great example of why they should get a second chance in the NFL. Just from what I've seen. Now, granted, talent level different from the XFL and the NFL. I understand that. But still, I think the way that they play, I think they're good stories for why the XFL should exist at the expense of my Vipers.
The other Texas team wins again as well. Renegades 24-12 over my Dragons. But
Are you sticking with that?
it's so far for
Yeah.
now. We're gonna go through the first full off season.
I'm calling out my cousin Tommy, who I know listens to this show. I'm calling him out because when the Dragons beat the Vipers, he insisted he was a Dragons fan, and I think that was just to spite me. And then this week he's like, I don't know. Those Battlehawks were pretty good, though.
Yeah, Battlehawks might flip me too.
Stop.
Brandon's got the good, Midwestern team here.
I do regret not picking them now. And it's like I said, you pointed it out. I have this weird allegiance to that city, and I made a mistake. Because it's all mediocre except for the Lightning.
Well, who didn't make a mistake is the Renegades getting Cameron Artis-Payne, who looks like the best running back in the XFL so far
Except
this
for they
season.
never use him.
That was I think the real story was Parham, their tight end, had 2 touchdowns. Kind of put the game away himself with 2 big touchdowns. 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. What happened to the Dragons, man?
It was, it's what can I say? It's the Memphis
quarterback?
Express. Yeah,
I was
the
gonna say,
quarterbacking
it's your
room.
AAF
It
quarterback.
all comes back to the quarterbacking room.
I
Just don't think Jim
Mediocre-
Zorn does not get guys fired up. In Seattle, you need a Pete Carroll, not a Jim Zorn. How many times has the hometown player worked as the coach for his team? Long term.
at any level.
I mean, at any level. Hoiberg's bouncing around to all of his alma maters.
He's realizing how hard it is to coach at Nebraska, especially in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Chris Mullen already left his alma mater.
Frost hasn't had a winning season yet. Harbaugh.
It's not
people,
easy.
People are mad at Harbaugh,
And it's hard to get rid of him. And so I just don't, he doesn't, Zorn doesn't get me fired up.
Even players, Marshawn didn't do very well with
Doesn't
the
get me
Raiders.
fired up.
Doesn't get you. Well, that's the thing, and I mentioned that last week in foreplay when I said their defense is solid. They have a good running game, but the big question is Brandon Silvers, and he showed it in this game because they even got a fumble. They got a fumble with the ball back, down 9 points, which is a 1-score game in this league, and they couldn't get it done in Renegades territory, and they couldn't get it done. It was just domination in the second half. Well, in the fourth quarter, I should say, but. Don't blame it all on Brandon Silvers, but he should take part of the blame.
Probably 75%.
Yeah, 75%.
Yeah, a very, very good amount.
By the way, I found out Tampa Bay has a Husker on their team, so that's pretty cool. I only found out because he committed a penalty, but he's on the team. Dragons have a Husker player as well, Alonzo Moore. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
I'm thinking of there's a lot of Husker players, not a ton of Cyclone or Hawkeye players, because
There's a Hawkeye OC.
Hawkeye players are actually in the NFL right now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Brandon Scherf is going to be a top 20 free agent.
Well, Chuck Long's I can't remember which team, but he's
Battlehawks OC.
Yeah,
Battlehawks.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
OC there. Yeah.
That helped Brandon's decision, and his Battlehawks won 29-9 over the Guardians. The first pro football game in St. Louis since 2015.
Man, did you want to go to one of those games? Like that looks fun. I want to go to the Dome. That looks so much fun.
It's kind of still to me just the jilted lover vibe of look at my new girlfriend.
No,
We're
yeah,
having so much fun.
They definitely showed up to be like F you to Kroenke and be like, hey, we could support a team. It's 30 thou.
Yeah, which is only I think the only teams to debut close to 30,000 in the AAF or XFL were the Texas teams, if I'm correct.
I thought Seattle was.
Seattle had
at 30, were they not?
around 30,000.
Seattle as well.
Seattle was pretty close their first game, I thought.
But that's great.
Tampa only had 18.
It shows they picked the right city here, and so did
Oh, yeah.
Brandon with being a fan. What did you see from your team here in a dominant win?
Yeah, I mean, Guardians have not been playing very well, but
No.
you get your first home game of your league, your season, whatever you want to call it, in front of a city that's been dying for football
Mhm.
for 5 years now.
Yeah.
Feeling
2015 was the last one.
disrespected for 5 years now, really. It pumps you up and makes you want to play. I expect them to be pretty tough in St. Louis with a crowd like that.
And the fact that they weren't picked for the AAF could also be a part of that as well.
Yeah. And the fact that they're actually a good team probably helps matters as well. Shake up, people. I got the Battlehawks number 2 in my power rankings.
Skirt, skirt.
It's Houston, Seattle, not Seattle, St. Louis. Then I would say DC. DC I would like to drop more because they got embarrassed.
Ooh.
But to me, they're still one of the better teams. But
It was a rough week.
yeah, bad week.
It shows that, it doesn't matter the level of football. Well, I guess, it doesn't really apply to college as much because there's such a talent gap. But it's hard to win week to week. We said that all NFL season, right?
Both winless teams almost beat the 2 undefeated teams. Tampa was a few plays away from beating Houston. And I don't know what happened with DC. Maybe they could blame it on going from one side of the country to the other, but oof.
Which that's a real
Yeah,
thing.
you could have jet lag.
Especially from east to west coast.
Yeah.
Not as much from west to east coast, but
The Wildcats set the points record for an XFL game so far, and Josh Johnson, 18 for 25, 278 passing yards against what, we've said is the best defense in this league so far.
Yeah. I think, man, that was so disappointing because I wanted Tampa to be the team that had the biggest, the most surprising upset of the season, and it goes to LA. I don't remember the name of the running back, but that dude did a front flip in the end zone after he told the reporter, he goes, "I'm gonna get another one, and I'm gonna do a front flip," and then he does it, and I was like, that's amazing. Also, shout out to the Battlehawks for that kid who had the Girl Scout cookies, had a box of Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, says, "I'll trade you a box for a football," and one of their defensive players came up with the football and actually took the cookies, gave her the and then they kept following him, and he actually opened it up and was eating cookies on the sidelines.
It's a brave new world when it comes to the XFL and our relationship with this league as fans.
Every week I got to take a victory lap here because I did say, look out for the XFL. It's going to be fun. XFL memes is great, by the way. You should follow it. I shared one of them on the Loud Sports pictures. It's like NFL, no fun league, XFL, extra fun league. I'm having more fun watching XFL games sometimes than I could think of NFL games last week. And that's even with my team being bad. So
yeah, good point. They make a lot of aspects fun. They keep you watching the next play and in between the next play because is it going to be a reporter or is it going to be hearing the coach? There's a lot of aspects that we're really seeing thrive early on in this league.
I like how St. Louis, they kicked that 59-yarder, 58-yard field goal, and the coach literally goes, "You want to kick it?" And he goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "Bang it. Bang it." He just had so much confidence in this guy, and just like those little intimate moments are cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they compensate for not having the high level of talent that the NFL might have. I think they compensate that with their production and getting a more intimate game. And I've said that since week one. I was surprised at how much access you get to this and how much. And you could also tell when the guy in the production room, there's probably somebody in their ear going, "You're going to want to hit the dump button here. Dump." Because there are parts where there's complete gaps in audio, and you're like, you could tell this guy was like, nope. Anytime there's any sort of sound, nope.
Yeah, and that's the fine line that we got to draw here, where we still want to be able to hear things. Okay, this isn't the Grammys, where you have a rap performance that you can't even hear.
Yeah.
Hate that.
What's the point of even? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, it was a good week. I was a little bummed by the Sunday games. I don't think they were as exciting as the Saturday games.
But overall, a weekend where it's still growing in popularity. It still kind of commands its time on TV in according to sports Twitter. Like, what are people talking about during these games? It's not quite appointment viewing, You don't say, "Oh, I got to watch my team. I got to," maybe not us, the casual fans, people in the cities are doing that, or they're the real fans, you know.
Other people like me, they're like super into it.
Yeah, for a horrible team.
First of all, I'd like to say I'm a fan of all 8 teams because I believed in this league. So,
wow. What a Vince-like answer.
One of the people I work with. Speaking of, we'll get to him in a second before we move on. But one of the guys I work with, he's a Chiefs fan, and he made sure to let me know because he had the T-shirt and the hat, and I didn't want to judge him, but I'm like, I would do the same thing. I go because he's a fan of the Battlehawks, and I go, if they win the XFL championship, I don't want to talk to you again. Because it's going to be super annoying to go from a Super Bowl championship and then to an XFL championship. Not a fan. Secondly, Guy Fieri, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. This whole week, the XFL and him and all these other teams are playing along. Who's Guy Fieri going to pick? Who's going to be his team? He says he wants an XFL team. Who's it going to be? And then he announced that his team were the Flavortown Flames, a fake team. You're dead to me, Guy Fieri.
He told
No, you're not. By the way,
He
I
told
love you.
PFT commenter that for 35 of his like candy wings or whatever it is restaurant, he'll be a DC Defenders fan. So,
Or he
We'll
could
see.
be announcing that the Flavortown Flames are the 9th team of the XFL. Oh man, that's
Where is Flavortown?
wherever you are, buddy.
Yeah. Flavortown is wherever Guy Fieri is.
Wherever it takes you, my friend.
He's not dead to me. He's still great. He's a
It's
treasure.
It's like Pleasure Town in Anchorman. It's more a state of mind.
Oh, we're going there.
Well, another successful week of the XFL.